Welcome to the World Register Report. The World Register is an independent news source providing truthful, unbiased, and timely reporting of people, places, and events. Commentaries are also provided on selected stories from time to time. Reuters news agency reports today that as mainstream media continues their unrelentless negative reporting of President Donald Trump, the U.S. leader is pushing back on Twitter. According to the report, President Trump dismissed many unidentified sources as phony and said leaks from the White House were fake news. Last week, reports surfaced stating White House advisor Jared Kushner was seeking a secure way to speak with Russian diplomats in December. Returning from his first overseas trip, President Trump tweeted, quote, "It is my opinion that many of the leaks coming out of the White House are fabricated lies made up by the fake news media," unquote. In another tweet, President Trump said, quote, "Whenever you see the words sources say in the fake news media and they don't mention names, it is very possible that those sources don't exist but are made up by the fake news writers. Fake news is the enemy," unquote. Not long after the tweets, Homeland Security Secretary John Kelly said during Sunday television news shows that any so-called back-channel communications, especially with Russia, was a good thing. Breitbart News Network reports today that survivors of the attack in Egypt targeting Christians said that the 10 masked Islamic State terrorists did not merely open fire on the bus full of pilgrims on their way to the monastery of St. Samuel the Confessor, but that the victims were made to descend from the bus and asked one by one whether they were Christians before being shot by the assailants. A chaplain in the group said as each pilgrim came off the bus, they were asked to renounce their Christian faith and profess belief in Islam. But all of them, even the children, refused. Each was killed in cold blood with a gunshot to the head or the throat. In a statement Friday, President Donald Trump said the, quote, "merciless slaughter of Christians in Egypt tears at our hearts and grieves our souls. Wherever innocent blood is spilled, a wound is inflicted upon humanity. But this attack also steals our resolve to bring nations together for the righteous purpose of crushing the evil organizations of terror and exposing their depraved, twisted, and thuggish ideology," unquote. On learning more details about Friday's attack, Pope Francis declared the victims martyrs, telling thousands of pilgrims gathered in St. Peter's Square on Sunday that the murdered Christians, amongst whom were a number of children, quote, "were killed after having refused to renounce their Christian faith," unquote. And heavy battles continue to rage in Tripoli as rival factions duel for control of the Libyan capital, according to a report by RT. The assault on the UN-backed government is led by a Misrata commander whose success in the anti-Gaddafi rebellion was enabled by the 2011 NATO intervention. Factions consisting of militants loyal to the self-proclaimed National Salvation Government, or GNC, and forces loyal to the internationally recognized President Council, or PC, which presides over the UN-backed Government of National Accord, which is GNA, continued to skirmish. The Libya Herald reports fierce fighting erupted on Friday after the GNC's militia's top commander, Salah Badi, launched an attack on the GNA-allied Central Security Militia in an attempt to recapture parts of the capital.